Once upon a time, there was a little girl named Emily who loved Halloween more than any other time of the year. She loved dressing up
Watch
in
the subtitles break
costumes,
now.
carving pumpkins, and eating candy, especially her favorite kind, chocolate. But most of all, she loved scary stories. She loved to hear them told around the campfire on spooky autumn nights, and she loved to make up her own to tell her friends at school the next day. One day, Emily was skipping home from school when she noticed a strange-looking man standing in the alley next to the playground. He was wearing a long black coat and a pointy hat that covered his face, and she was pretty sure she saw him staring at her from beneath the brim of his cap as she walked by. Emily shivered as she hurried past him, but she couldn't shake the feeling that there was something strange about him, something not quite right. She raced home and told her mom about the strange man she had seen in the alley, but her mom just laughed and said not to worry about it. It was probably just someone dressed up for Halloween fun like everyone else in the neighborhood. But Emily couldn't shake off the feeling of unease that she had felt when she saw the man in the alley. It was like there was something bad lurking in the shadows just out of sight, just waiting for the right time to strike. That night, as Emily lay in bed trying to fall asleep, she heard a soft tapping sound coming from outside her window. She knew it couldn't be raindrops. It had been sunny all day, and she crept over to the window to peek out into the darkness and see what was making the noise. As she pulled back the curtain to peek outside, she saw the man from the alley standing beneath her window. He was staring up at her with those piercing eyes that seemed to be able to see right through her defenses, and he suddenly started banging against the window pane with one bony finger in an insistent rhythm. Emily screamed and ran back to her bed to hide under the covers, but no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't block out the frantic tapping sound that was coming from outside her window.
Okay.
She lay there in the darkness for hours with her heart pounding in her chest as the tapping continued relentlessly, until at last she fell into a fitful sleep filled with nightmares of the man from the alley coming to snatch her up and carry her off into the dark woods surrounding her house. When she woke up the next morning, the sun was streaming into her room and she realized that the tapping had been nothing more than a dream, or so she hoped, but the feeling she had had that night was still lingering in the air around her like a dark cloud of impending doom. As Emily got dressed for school that day, wearing her favorite Halloween costume as a princess in a pink ball gown, she tried to shake off the feeling that there was something lurking in the shadows of her life that she was powerless to stop. But little did she know that the shadows were much closer than she thought, waiting just outside the door for her to leave the safety of her home so they could reach out and grab her with their cold bony fingers and carry her off into oblivion forevermore. The end.